Mystery, comfort, and abundance. Okay, Spirit, come through. And what's on the back of the deck? Intuition. Ooh, let's go. All right, following your intuition right now is what's going to bring you that is what's going to bring you that abundance, right? Following your intuition is what's going to bring you that abundance. Sometimes you can be comfortable in the old things, right? But it's about that discomfort. It's about being comfortable in the uncomfortable, because when you're comfortable in the uncomfortable and there's mystery, right? Sometimes we always just want to know everything, and that's very much connected to control, right? So we need to start releasing control, get out of our comfort zone, because when you get out of your comfort zone, that's what leads to the abundance. If you're continuously doing the same thing, then you're not going to reach new heights, new levels, right? So it's really all about trusting that intuition. And also, I said 3, but I always got to go. Trusting that intuition, because I'm trusting my intuition right now, right? So caution in making sure that just want to make sure you can see the card. So caution in making sure that you're not doing things that are too comfortable, right? Because that won't allow you to get to new heights. That won't allow you to see the abundance. There is like mystery in the world, and you just gotta be real about that. Life is full of mystery, and change your perspective on how you're looking at that, because guess what? Anything that's not for you, you will be protected by. So rejection is protection, right? So sometimes we may be experiencing, like, we may be really comfortable where we at, right? And we're not being honest about how we truly feel. But just know that if something is not for you, that you're gonna be protected from it, right? You're gonna be protected from it. There can be like disruption happening, and that's connected to what you're in alignment with, right? So make sure that you're looking past the distractions, right? Looking past the distractions and doing the things that are uncomfortable to you. Making sure that you trust that this mystery is happening, right? And knowing that even in mystery, you're gonna reach the abundance, right? I was talking about the other day, that may have been yesterday, about how right now, like, there is a lot of emotions. It's an emotional time, right? So any type of sadness, right? Sadness doesn't necessarily feel comfortable, but again, just getting out of that comfort zone and just knowing that these are emotions that need to be felt, and they're emotions that need to be released, and just finding ways to release that in a healthy way, right? And just flowing with the vibe, right? Just learning flow, and again, releasing control and allowing the mystery, because in mystery, magic will happen, and in mystery, abundance will happen, right? In mystery, it's up for you to follow your intuition. And when you're following your intuition, and in life, it could get a little uncomfortable. But still, it's a fun journey. It's truly a fun journey. So really just flowing with everything that's happening, allowing the flow, allowing yourself to just express and be free in that, right? Because that's true wisdom, right? When you tap into that inner wisdom, right? And it's not necessarily about everything that you read, but it's about things that you've experienced. It's the things that you're tapping in with spirit about, that you're channeling, that you're receiving, right? Because you're going to receive messages that is for you to express it in the way that you're meant to express it. And that's true wisdom, right? That's true wisdom. Wisdom is not something that can be obtained from a book, right? Wisdom is something that you obtain from experience, that you obtain in your life, in your journey, the challenges that happen within your life. That is true wisdom, right? And and in that, you're going to find joy, right? You're going to find the joy. You're going to find the abundance. You're going to, as you're trusting your intuition and you're really aligning with the things it is that you want, right? Be mindful of the trickery energy. Be mindful of the trickster spirits, right? Because the trickster spirits may try to come in and disrupt you, right? So be mindful of distractions at this time and every time. But specifically, like, just be mindful of distractions right now, because there's some abundance that's coming your way, right? Or that you're already starting to experience. And there's some trickster spirits that, you know, may try to disrupt you, may try to distract you, right? So tap into your intuition and your inner wisdom, and use your discernment to not allow those energies in your space, right? Because it's a time of completion right now. When we were in Scorpio season, it was this big energy, and it's still like, it's actually coming to this card is very accurate. It's coming to a completion. So like Scorpio energy was all about like transformation, and it's like connected to like the death card, right? And the death card in tarot is all about transformation. So releasing old things, allowing yourself to bloom into a new flower, to turn into a butterfly, came from the chrysalis, from the caterpillar into the butterfly. And this is all about completion. So look at her at the morgue, right? Or right, the funeral place, right? She's literally like, what I'm getting from this is that she is burying her old self. She's burying her old self. Her ancestors is with her, you know, she's grieving a bit, but she's burying her old self. And it's a time of completion, because now that old self is buried. So now what's all that's left? The new self, right? Look at how the sun is starting to come up. The sun represents happiness, right? Happiness is starting to come forth as you literally let your old self die, old parts of you die. It is coming to a completion, right? And that completion is going to lead you to the abundance. It's going to lead you to the joy. So really just being flowing, truly just flowing on this journey that may be a little mysterious, but know that you're protected, and that the disruptions and the trickery is going to come. The sadness is going to come. It's things that need to be released at this time. But be cautious not to do things that's so comfortable, right? Because comfortability is not going to bring you newness, right? It's not going to bring you the depth, right? Doing things out of your comfort zone, right? So doing things out of your comfort zone, and that's going to align with your destiny. Doing the things out of your comfort zone is going to align with your destiny, because you have already became a new person. So you are this new person. The old you is no longer here. And really, the new person that you are is not just completely a new person that you never was. It's really you getting back to yourself. You have gotten back to yourself. So now that you are back to yourself, it's for you to stay consistent in practicing that, and really following your destiny. Movado says, says our destiny. She says our destiny. She says our destiny. Says our destiny. And having some faith, baby. Because guess what? Life is going to be a little tricky. You know what I'm saying? It could be a little tricky. It could be a little mysterious. It could be so uncomfortable. It could be unplanned and all that. But you really got to have faith. You got to have faith that by following your intuition and your inner wisdom, that things are going to work out for you. Following your intuition and your inner wisdom, things are going to work out for you. It has to work out for you, because you're trusting what God is giving you. When you're following your intuition, you're trusting what God is giving you. And it's like you get gifts from that. Like real talk, you get gifts from that. If you think about it, if there's been times where you haven't followed your intuition, what happened? Something that probably wasn't in alignment happened, right? Something that may have hurt you, or something that may not have felt good, or something that just kind of was disturbing. A disturbance happened when you're not following your intuition, right? Because intuition is God. So when you are listening to your intuition, it's kind of like we are God's children. And it's like God is like the father, the mother, the parent, right? So, you know, think about like if you're a parent, even if you're not, and like a little kid, they do something that they're supposed to do, right? Like they're respectful, or they do their homework all the time, or they get really, like they do really good on their report card, right? What you're going to do, you're going to want to gift them for doing that, right? Especially if you're consistent. So if you're consistent in following your intuition and your wisdom, guess what? You're going to get treats. You're going to get treats for that, okay? You're going to get treats for that. Treats from God looks like abundance, looks like joy, looks like happiness, right? Looks like being in your destiny. It looks like prosperous, right? Making sure that, come through, spirit. Making sure that you're staying on that frequency and not letting your insecurities hold you back. anything that's in your spirit right now that you need to create, that you need to do, instead of letting that logical mind lead, because that's the thing, we be having something in our intuition, and then we'll let that logical mind come through and be like, no, but I can't do that because I don't have this yet. I need this first. Da, 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 da. And honestly, that's connected to like lack mindset as well, right? Because we have everything we need. If there's an idea that God is giving you, there's a reason for it, and you need to do it no matter what. No matter what type of, logic that you can come up with that you shouldn't do it. That's how you know that you should do it, because there's an energy that's trying to stop you from doing it, which is literally trickster spirits, that trickster energy. You ever got an opportunity to go someplace or got invited somewhere and you knew so much in your heart that you've been waiting for something like this, but then as you're like maybe getting dressed or as you're thinking about actually doing it, some energy comes in that's like, nah, maybe I shouldn't, and then it's like all little self-doubt and all that type of talk. That's the trickster spirits. That's the trickster energy, and that's not in alignment. That's, know your self-worth. Know that you are deserving of amazing things. You are deserving of blessed things. You are deserving of joy. You are deserving of abundance, and you have to know that in order to align with it. Because if you're insecure, right, if you're insecure and letting that energy lead you, then you're not going to be able to see this. So you have to really know true worth. You have to know your self-worth in order to align with your abundance and your joy. And don't feel guilty about that. Do not feel guilty about that. That keeps coming up. Like, I believe it's a wide collective thing where we could feel guilty about the success, about the abundance, about the joy that we're receiving, because everybody around us is not aligning or not receiving the same thing. But don't feel guilty about that. Know that you are deserving. Know that you are deserving. Do not feel guilty about that, because you are deserving, right? Tap into your passions. When you tap into your passions, that is what's going to align you, right, with the things that God has for you. Tap into your passions. What is it that you love to do? What is it? You see how Shorty's like aura is yellow gold, right? What is it that makes your aura yellow gold? What is it that you do that makes you happy in that way, right? What is it? Following your instincts. Following your instincts, whatever it is. Today I was like, I'm gonna just come out here because the fairy song was coming to my head. I did my hair, but I'm like, nah, I really am a fairy. Like, I love to connect with the trees. I love to connect with this oracle. Like, this is me, right? And sometimes we could be a little impatient when the things don't come in right away, because we see a vision and we receive a vision from God, and we like, well, why is it not the way that I envisioned it? And it's like, because you got to build up to it. So you got to be patient. You got to be patient. The way I look at the word impatience is I look at it as an affirmation. You could say, I'm patient. I'm patient. So next time you feel yourself feeling impatient, just affirm, take the word and affirm it and say, I'm patient. I'm patient. I'm patient. Right? Come through. So there can be some things happening that may bring about confusion, right? And the things that are happening that's bringing about confusion is the trickster spirits, right? They don't want you to align with the things that you're supposed to be doing, right? But it's bigger than us, right? And it could be bittersweet. It could be bittersweet when we are releasing things that are no longer serving us, and things like insecurity, like moon energy in the tarot, which is like about like deeper feelings that you may not want to, that you may want to ignore, that you may not want to admit that you're feeling, right? But there's this completion that's already happened, and you can't tap back in. Once you become new, it's kind of like when you learn something new, you can't erase your knowledge from that. So it's like once you become this newer person, you can't go back. It's no going back, right? It's no going back. Those thoughts may come up here and there, but it's no going back to who you used to be. And that could be a bittersweet thing. That could be a bittersweet thing, right? Because we all want to do the things that feel comfortable. So it's bittersweet to leave that comfort, right? Like the song Lil Wayne, don't you ever get too comfortable, right? Don't get too comfortable. And make sure that you're sweet to yourself. along this journey. Make sure that you treating yourself. Make sure you sweet to yourself, and make sure you treat yourself, right? Don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. Like, even when you make mistakes, right? Don't be harsh on yourself. Know that you are worthy. Know that you are worthy, and you are beautiful. And look how far you've come. Look how far you've come. Just take a minute to breathe and look in the mirror and affirm yourself and say, yo, I love me. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've even come from yesterday to today. Look how far I've come. Right? You're expanding, baby. You're expanding. You're releasing so much, and you are really getting to know yourself in a deeper way, and that's beautiful. As you learn yourself in a deeper way, things expand, right? Things start to expand, things start to grow, right? The only way to go is up. Like, oh my gosh, okay, so like, if you're taking care of a flower, if you're continuously taking care of that flower, giving it love, giving it sun, giving it water, giving it nourishment, the flower don't got nowhere to go but up, right? It don't got nothing to do but grow. The only thing is, when you stop taking care of it, what does it end up doing? It ends up dying, right? So what I'm saying is, the analogy is that, like, as long as you're taking care of yourself every day, even if you make mistakes, but if you're always moving forward, if you're always like finding a way to just really love yourself, and you're finding a way to really tap into your passions, right? You're finding a way to tap into your passions. You're finding ways to align with your destiny. You're finding ways to release things like insecurity, right? As long as every day you're trying, right? We're not going to do everything in one day, but as long as every day you're trying, then you good, right? You expanding, you good, babe. Acceptance. What I said, you good. Acceptance. Accept that it is what it is, and it shall be what it shall be. You got to work towards the things that you want, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's going to take time, love. It's going to take time. So, it could be a little patient. You know what he's trying to do right now? He just climbed the ladder because he's trying to get the moon, right? Like, he's trying to grab the moon and take it. So he's trying to take a shortcut, right? And I did a message about that, but no shortcuts, right? Shortcuts don't get you there faster. They just revert you. Like, it's kind of like the story with the tortoise and the hare, right? My homeboy was trying to beat that tortoise so much that he tried to take all of these shortcuts and ended up running into more problems, right? So when you try to take shortcuts, you end up running into more problems than you would have come through. Spirit. When you try to take shortcuts, you end up running into more problems than you would have if you would have took the longer path. That's a fact. That's a fact, right? And while you're on this path, certain things can't pass. So you really gotta, again, just have that discernment of things that cannot come into your new life. Certain things cannot come into your new life, right? Those trickster spirits cannot come into your trickster spirits and confusion. It cannot pass no more. You see, my boy is like, stop, right? Because guess what? He's like, stop, because, hold on. Because he's in his abundance right now. He's expanding. He is in full bliss and joy. So he's like, stop. That old stuff cannot come here. That can't come here. Right? That don't live here. It's a time for renewal. It is a time for renewal. It is a time for renewal and perseverance. Time for renewal. Ooh, true word. Okay. Time for renewal and perseverance. So persevere. You got this. When it's just dropped, I feel like it wanted me to pull one more card. Okay. Prayer, right? Meditate, pray, tap in with your inner self, your higher self, and ask for the things that you want. Ask for the things that you want to receive, right? Affirm the things that you want to receive. Write it down. And really tap in, okay? That stuff is like, it's not just a heebie-jeebies, like, it's real. Like, manifestation is real. So Don't just expect. Don't just be walking out here blindly with no intention. Even if you're doing things that's in alignment, right? But you don't got no intention. You're just like, well, I'm going to just be a positive person. That's amazing. That's amazing to be a positive person, but do so with intention, right? And when I say do so with intention, I mean like tapping into your passions, right? Tapping into the things that bring you joy, right? So that you can align with your destiny, right? So what is it that you are here to do? What is it that you're here to do? And even if you're not sure, try things. Do things that bring you joy, right? Do things that you're passionate about. And I promise you, the more that you do that, you will start to align with the things that you're supposed to be doing, right? Your wisdom is going to grow, right? From those experiences. Just tap into your intuition. If you wake up one day, if you ain't never paint before, but you wake up one day and you like, I feel like I want to paint today. Paint. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do that day. Just follow your intuition. Sometimes we be making things more complicated than they are, but sometimes it's real simple. It's real simple, and it just comes to listening ourselves. Ashe. So that was the bubbly love reading earlier in the video, and then we just did a bubbly love oracle of the day. I didn't pull any tarot cards right here. You know, I just wanted to play with oracle today. I was actually inspired by my good sis Lenara, so I wanted to play with some oracle today and see how it is. I still really like mixing the tarot cards in an oracle, I will say, but this was really fun. So I bubbly love you. If you're interested in having a one-on-one reading, you can go to bubblesthecreative.com and book a reading. You can also just send me a DM and talk to me, all right? Talk to me nice, and I'll talk to you twice. I bubbly love you. Peace and love, okay?